Ain't letting her perish aboard the Titanic because there was no lifeline for our ancestors. Again, hit that like button, share and subscribe, and don't forget our ancestors who died on the Titanic. Black Titanic.
And you've proven that you are in a safe space. You also don't care about changing your behavior. So why would your adult child that's already fragile, who's stuck between the decision of loving you or actually walking away for good, give you any type of trust? That's not going to happen. And some of you toxic parents have caused pain that's so deep that you've actually ruined the relationship between you and your child for good. Toxic parents wonder why their adult child won't speak to them. That's because you love with conditions and you've proven that you are in a safe space. You also don't care about changing your behavior. So why would your adult child that's already fragile, who's stuck between the decision of loving you or actually walking away for good, give you any type of trust?
Marriage where I was beaten almost every day because I had learned to remain loyal to people who treat me well. You are never responsible, Jesus, for someone else's misbehavior. Nor are you required to be loyal to people who treat you badly. Because that was a huge one for me. I grew up and ended up in a marriage where 9-year marriage where I was beaten almost every day because I had learned to remain loyal to people who treat me well. You are never responsible, Jesus, for someone else's misbehavior. Nor are you required to be loyal to people who treat you badly. Because that was a huge one for me. If y'all don't hear me, if y'all don't listen to anything else, hear me on this. The enemy tries to distract and break your soul. But I don't care what's going on. Just push through, she says. We go back, y'all. I gotta find it again. Just push through, she says. It's been so much going on that I'll just not share yet. I literally had to remind myself how I'll push through the past few years, refusing to cancel gigs, not show up, etc., and just not giving the enemy that victory. And sis, I'm encouraging you to do the same thing. Push through. Yeah, she said push through, you guys. Words of wisdom from Melody.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. She's an icon.
Tell niece,
This comes from Melody's zone.
His auntie and his mother was there at the Jubilee parade with him. And I did see this lady chasing after little Knox, you guys, across that bridge. Anyway, look at there. She's so tired and more. I'm so glad she's getting held and loved. And then it says, Lynetta says, oh, swell, she's growing up and fast forward. Seems like only yesterday she was a baby bump. Thank God they home now. Yeah, sure do it. Don't take kids long to grow up. Happy Monday, Queens. Your worth. Yeah, kids just don't take them long to grow up. Have a wonderful day, Queen. And what this says, Elise says, Team Mel, a strong woman is a force to be reckoned with. You can try to throw her, of course, and knock her down. But even if she falls, she'll bounce back up stronger than before. Yes. This is Mel when she was out, and this is what she said. Mel says, what's this guy name? That's what she went on the tour with. Trayvon Jackson did his thing on that stage. If you ain't got your ticket for the Obsession tour, you're missing it. Of course, we know that the tour was sold out. And on this side, which she was talking about, her manager didn't make it, but her team was there encouraging her. We all know that she said she almost canceled it. Yes, Mel was in there, y'all. Blessed for the show being a success. And yeah, the show was a success. Mel was singing Mary J. Blige song. Yeah. So look how pretty Mel looked. Yeah, she looks awful beautiful. And y'all know she said she almost not made it. That words of encouragement. She still find time out to encourage women. Okay, Mel, congratulations on your success. They said, oh, she's going to be in Boston next. Looks like the show was good. Sabrina said, you better work it, Mel. This is like a good show.
Black when, black how. I was black then and I'm black now. Black fist, black power. Black this, black that. Black when, black how. I was black then and I'm black now. Black fist, black power. Black this, black that. Black when, black how. I was black then and I'm black now. Black fist, black power. Black this.
I see Love and Marriage Huntsville Instagram page is on here as well. When are you coming to Chicago? So I'm coming to Chicago. Well, not Chicago, but Illinois. I think it's Rockford. The end of March. Again, today on my story, I'll be in Illinois. I want to say it's maybe March 20, because it's in between my tour dates. So it's at the end of March. But I'll post it on my story again. So I will be in Illinois. Hopefully you can come through. Y'all know I'm going to be in Boston tomorrow. So if you are in the Boston area, come through. When I say time or not, it's up to you. Like, what kind of energy do you bring? Are you coming in to really have a good time? Are you going to make sure that no matter what, you're about to enjoy yourself? Like, it's up to you. And when I tell you that everybody in Connecticut, they were amazing. Like, the energy was on point. Those people came to have a good time, honey. They came to turn up. It was like, honestly, I wasn't even going to stay that long after my performance. I was going to stay a little while, of course, to see a little bit of everybody's thing. But I ended up staying, because the energy was so bomb. So if you have bought a ticket to come to any of the other shows that I'm a part of, just know it's going to be bomb. And even if you see that I'm not a part of one of Eric's shows and it's near you, go. Trust me, go. You are going to have a good time. Eric killed it up there on that stage. And he's so sweet too. And like all of his other opening acts, all of them are good. All of them are sweet. I promise you, you will have a good time. So even if you don't make it to a place where I am, still go to one of his concerts. Like I ain't seen that. I ain't experienced anything like it. It was amazing. It was amazing. Just the energy of the audience, man. And I think that's because of probably the audience that he attracts. And it was bomb. Can't wait to see you in Kansas City. I can't wait to see you either. I can't wait. Hey from Detroit. Keep pushing through. Hey, chit chat with QT. I am gonna keep pushing through. Like, y'all know I'm very much so, like, I show y'all the good from out the gate since day one, since y'all met me in this arena. And I've been straight up and down out the gate. Like, I'm gonna show you the good, I'm gonna show you the bad, I'm gonna show you the ugly. I'm gonna give that all to you. And I think that's one of the main reasons that I'm able to connect with so many of you. I think you guys really appreciate having someone who's keeping it 100 and transparent. And so that hasn't changed for me from 2018 to 2023. It has not changed for me. So when I post about pushing through, I could keep that to myself if I want to, but no, I'm gonna let y'all know how it really is. Like sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I literally have to still push through. I have to decide and make up in my mind, like, you know what? No matter what, I'm going to code right now, just in case y'all don't know. All of 7th Avenue's products, sweatshirt, t-shirts, 30% off. And the code is pushed through. And I hope that in my transparency yesterday, telling y'all how I was feeling, that you guys pulled something from that too. If you're here and you're going through anything, the enemy's trying to stop you, trying to hinder you, trying to distract you, trying to have you on an emotional roller coaster, listen, push through. Because it's so easy to just cancel and say, okay, I'm not going to do that because my mind isn't in the right space, or I'm not emotionally there to do what I need to do. No. Push through, because that is exactly what the enemy wants you to do. The enemy wants to stunt your growth. The enemy doesn't want to see you reach your full potential. The enemy doesn't want you to see you live out your purpose. Because if you live out your purpose, you're showing, and especially if you're a kingdom kid, right? You're showing that by way of your belief, by way of your faith, that you can do anything. And the enemy don't like that. So you literally have to push through. And I was talking to somebody yesterday or day before. I literally booked my dancers tickets and my tickets the day before last Thursday. So yeah, I literally did. I booked it the day before. So because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it. And then I was like, that push through mindset came in and kicked in. Like, look, this is what you've been doing. You've been pushing through. You've been showing up. You've been going out, speaking, encouraging people, even though you may just cry right before you hit the stage or right on your way to wherever the destination was for that particular speaking engagement. And it's like, okay, you've been pushing through. You ain't about to not push through now. And so I had to, and sometimes you do have to remind yourself, because see, here's the thing. God has done so much for all of us. God has brought all of us already through so much. And sometimes we forget, and we have to remind ourselves, because sometimes we forget who we serve, right? We forget all the things that God has done for us and how God has upheld us. And sometimes just have to be reminded. Sometimes God have to say, ain't I the same God that did X, Y, and Z 5 years ago? Ain't I the same God that did X, Y, and Z 10 years ago? Whether that was, if you didn't know.
And there you have it.
God,
words of wisdom from Melody. Thank you, Melody.
47 acres. We're here. Let's go see what's happening. So we're here. Famous 47 acres. That's it. Everybody's been asking about it, and we're here. Check this out. The trees are down. They're already getting ready for the infrastructure here. By single-family homes is going to be on this side, and if you go all the way up to the left, there's going to be 13 to 15 custom build homes. So hey, 13 to 15. There's only 13 to 15 families. So give us a call. Let's call Milton 256-603-8483. You know how to do it. But follow me on up there. To the right. Up there to the right, this big, large open area to the right here, which is about 25 acres, is going to be somewhere between 200 to 220 multi-family units over here. We're going to have all types of water features, tennis courts, walking trails, nature trails. There's going to be so many amenities here. You just need to give us a call. Welcome home, Milton, 256-603-8483. Come on now. Everybody wants to be in Huntsville now. We're the largest city in the state of Alabama. Up here, you turn to the right, all the multi-family is going to start. It's going to start right up there, and they will be divided. They will not be together. The street will separate the two. So they will not be together. But you need to give us a call. You need to be the first one in. We're waiting on you. Yep. 47 acres. Coming down. Getting ready, baby. Getting ready. Trees going down. Excavators coming in. Doing a lot of logging right now.
All right, that's Chris Fletcher, you guys, on the 47 acres. Y'all remember the story of the 47 acres where Martell lost it. Oh, Martell messed it up. Martell lost a multi-million-dollar deal. It was worth $30 million. $30 million. He lost generational wealth. And that's because he was messing around with his mistress Coleslaw and he wouldn't leave her alone. All the investors pulled out. They didn't want to deal with him. They didn't want to be attached to Martell anymore. But anyway, that's Chris Fletcher, you guys, the broker. PhD, you guys. He is actually a doctor. This is and so he's been on this show. We just see bits and pieces of him, but that could have been a fabulous storyline with the hoax or with everybody on there. And look at the wife; they both are doctors, you guys. But nobody talks about it. Dr. Christopher Fletcher. Yes.
Inoculation was introduced to America by an enslaved African. Few details are known about the birth of Onesimus, but it's assumed he was born in Africa in the late 17th century before eventually landing in Boston. One of the 1,000 African descendants living in the Massachusetts colony, Onesimus was a gift to the Puritan church minister Cotton Mather's from his congregation in 1706. Onesimus told Mather's about the century-old tradition of inoculation practiced in Africa. By extracting the material from an infected person and scratching it into the skin of an uninfected person, you could deliberately introduce smallpox to the healthy individual, making them immune. He described to Mather's the process of inoculation that had been performed on him and others in his society in Africa, saying people take the juice of smallpox and cut the skin and put in a drop. Considered extremely dangerous at the time, Cotton Mather's convinced Dr. Zabdiel Boyston to experiment with the procedure when a smallpox epidemic hit Boston in 1721, and over 240 people were inoculated. Opposed politically, religiously, and medically in the United States and abroad, public reaction to the experiment put Mather's and Boyston's lives in danger, despite records indicating that only 2% of the patients requesting inoculation died compared to 15% of the people not inoculated who contracted smallpox. Onesimus' traditional African practice was used to inoculate American soldiers during the Revolutionary War and introduced the concept of inoculation to the United States. However, an inscription on Boyston's tomb incorrectly identified him as the first one to have introduced the practice of inoculation into America. In 2016, medical science came to know about Onesimus' contribution, following which he was placed among the 100 best Bostons of all time by Boston Magazine. And when historian Ted Whitmer of Montclair Honors College at City University, New York, noted that Onesimus reversed many of the colonists'